Hello, friends. Good morning, good evening, and wherever you are, welcome to my channel, The Risk Management Research. Today I am preparing my video after some time, and there was a request from a lot of subscribers to prepare a video on risk management content that is related to the fundamentals of the risk management. And therefore today I've come out with one session on the fundamental of risk management. The purpose of this video is for those people who do not know anything about the risk management. They shall be able to know it and understand it, what the risk management is, what are the basics of the risk management, and they shall have a good grasp of the basics and the fundamental. So that is the purpose of my this video. Let's move on. What I am going to cover in this video is what is the definition of the risk, what is risk management, what are the challenges in understanding the risk, what are the benefits of risk management, what is enterprise risk management, and if people understand the silo risk management. This is an earlier version. Enterprise risk management has started happening almost after the year 2000, and prior to that there used to be a silo risk management. And what is the difference between the enterprise risk management and the silo risk management? Risk management framework, we shall cover it. Under the risk management framework, there is a COSO risk management framework. This is one of the international bodies, and many organizations follow this COSO risk management framework. We shall look at risk management process, risk appetite, and the three lines of defense. And I think this is pretty much, if one understand these topics, I think one should be good enough to understand the basics of the risk management within any organization. So now let's first thing first, that what is risk. And people give different definitions of the risk, and generally it is linked with the uncertainty of the future. It's right that there is an uncertainty in the future that creates a risk, but the right definition of the risk is, which is given by the ISO 31000. Let me just put my screen pointer. Yeah. It says that the effect of uncertainty on the objective. So it is not just the uncertainty which is the future, because the future creates the uncertainty, but also the objective. The future uncertainty should have some impact on the objective, and if there is no impact on the objective, then that is not a risk. Uh, because let's look at the two components. Uncertainty is comes from the future, and therefore it is generally measured in terms of the probability, because we do not know what is going to happen in the future, and therefore we say the likelihood. What is the possibility? The possibility is that there is a 70% chance that tomorrow it may rain, or there is a 5% chance in this heat of this summer that tomorrow it may rain. So that's what the uncertainty is. We are not sure about what is going to happen in the future. The second thing is is the objective. Whatever is going to happen in the future, that must have an impact on the objective, because whatever the uncertainty that it creates, it must have an impact. If there is a possibility of a rain for a tomorrow, which is an uncertainty, then is it going to affect us? If it is not going to affect us, and if there is a rain for a tomorrow, then what is the risk from the rain? There is no risk. unless or until it rains so much so that it basically flood it out and the people cannot go, and then it creates a risk because the objective has been affected. What is the objective? That people cannot go out. So that's how it completes the definition of the risk. It is not just the uncertainty, but it affects the objective as well. And therefore I have basically clubbed it together in a form of a small formula, that risk is equal to the future plus the objective. It is important that both the conditions should be satisfied, otherwise there is no risk. So whenever there is a risk, we must manage it, because if the example that I've just given, that if it rains so much so that tomorrow that it's going to flood it, then what is our objective? The objective is that we may not able to get the essential goods for tomorrow. Then we must be able to have the mitigation action. We must know that how we can manage the tomorrow's days. So the advanced planning should be done in advance, and this is the same thing happens with any organization in the risk management. So this is the very beautiful definition of risk management. It says that the risk management help identify, understand, and manage risk. So it says that it help identify. One need to identify what is the risk. So for different organization, the risk could be different things based upon what is their objective and what are the uncertainties. Not only they have to identify, they have to understand how it is going to affect them, and manage risk and opportunity. It is not only the downside risk that one is to manage, but also the opportunities, that the opportunity that is going to bring tomorrow, or in the future, that they can encash upon. And what is the result? Increasing the likelihood of achieving their objective. What is that? The likelihood of achieving the objective by reducing the uncertainties. This is, I think, one of the most beautiful definition, and this I quote everywhere wherever I go for the presentation, that what the risk management stands for. Let's move forward. Let's look at the some of the challenges when we we are working in an organization as a risk manager, or in the risk management vertical. What are the challenges the individual faces in terms of the understanding of the risk? And it's important that one should understand that what are the challenges. Not appreciating the risk. Generally people don't appreciate the risk. When I say not appreciating the risk, means that um, they don't anticipate, and even if they anticipate, they don't take the enough action in order to manage it. Secondly is that they generally think that the risk is not going to happen to them. It may be that they are thinking that it can happen to others but not to them. It is just the thought process that people do not appreciate about the risk. Some people lack the foresight. Some people have got the lack of ability to see the future. It's the kind of a what if scenario, that that within, because in the organization everybody is a risk manager. Everybody is to identify what are the risks. And we shall just say in the later slide, under the three line of defense model, that why everybody is a risk manager. So for that the foresight is important. That is, one need to see that what can go wrong. Whatever that can go wrong, one is to anticipate that. Generally my assessment is that there is a lack of foresight among the people, and this is one of the reasons the challenges arises. The next item is the the confusion between the risk and a problem. This is a very common issue within the organization, and can happen to anybody. One need to understand that the problem is something which is existing today. It is there. The probability of this event of the problem is 1. It is already existing. Whereas the risk is futuristic in nature. It hasn't happened yet. It is likely to happen in the future. And whenever we are talking about the risk, it means that we have to see, or we have to talk in terms of the futuristic term, how, what the risk is, what we are going to do or to manage it. Say for example, within an organization there is an IT issue, or the IT system is down. This is a problem because the IT system is down and that need to be addressed. Now, how IT system could be a risk, because if the IT system is going down very frequently, then it can create a risk for the future. So there is a need to differentiate between what the risk and the problem is. The problem can create a risk for the future if it is a recurring event. Otherwise, many of the problems is a problem that is with the probability 1, and that need to be sorted out now, whereas the risk is to be managed for the future and the action plan should be ready. You don't need to have to address risk right now because it hasn't happened yet. You don't know whether it is going to rain or not. We don't know whether the interest rate for tomorrow is going to be up or down. So but we need to be prepared that if the interest rate goes up, what is the risk to my portfolio, and if the interest rate goes down, what is the risk to my portfolio. That's what the difference between the risk and the problem is. Another challenge that it comes is the difference between audit and risk. Audit is in existence for for a long time, and every organization has got audit, whereas many organization still is to see the face of a risk, or in many organization risk is just for a shake of a tick box exercise. But what happens, that to the people, they fear that risk is also like an audit. uh, in audit, what happens that they raise the issues, and those issues are being highlighted in the various committees, and the head of the function is to address those audit issues. And that's where the people within the different functions don't want to share the information with the audit people, that there will be they have to be answered. On the other hand, the risk is that it is futuristic. If we identify the risk today, it is going to help the organization tomorrow. So there is a the lack of clear understanding between the risk and the audit, and how these two the functions is to be addressed. Risk is a proactive step to manage the future. Audit is basically a backward looking process. That is the another area where organization, or people within the organization struggles.